Hello, folks. For a few weeks now, I've been teasing that the Summer Cyan is coming back after a year-long absence. The year off, of course, was me working for Digitech and DoD. I tried to keep Spiral going to a certain extent while I was doing that, to greater or lesser success. But the Summer Cyan this year, the 2024 version, isn't going to differ very much from the previous version. I thought that was a really, really good version. It would do both traditional fuzz sounds as well as crazy fuzz sounds, the stunt fuzz stuff. So right now I'm just basically going to give you a preview of what it looks like. So before I show you, the thing to mention is Love My Switches, a company that I love, by the way. They provide me with a lot of different parts. I use them for a good chunk of my stuff. My Switchcraft jacks, my Gorva switches come from Love My Switches. And for the Summer Cyan this year, they did a special run of a sparkly blue powder coat that we just fell in love with. And so while it's not quite cyan, so we're bending the rules a little bit. It's so pretty that we just had to go with it. And here's what it looks like right here. I'm not sure if you can see the sparkle in this light, but it's a multicolor sparkle, so you get some serious depth. We're using our favorite copper knobs here, as well as the contrasting green bias control. Let me talk about some of the features of the Summer Cyan this year. In addition to of course, this beautiful powder coat. The bias control is completely open, so you can go from gated, spitty, crazy 8-bitish stuff all the way on this end, that's clockwise and ranges in between, to counterclockwise. It gets it more into traditional fuzz territory. So in here you can get some pretty fuzz face-ish tones. When you get kind of more in this range, it gets really thick. I was about to say big muffy, but that's not quite true. None of my stuff really gets into big muff territory, but it gets pretty big and pretty thick sounding. The detail control is a little bit throttled. The idea there is that you can get a wider range of high frequencies, and what that does, though, is that means it can get you into danger. So if you have, for example, your bias cranked, your gain cranked, and start messing with your detail and getting up in this area, you're going to get oscillation. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. There are, in fact, some sweet spots. I call it the V's. If you have your bias kind of set like this and your gain like this, you can find some kind of more, I wouldn't want to say woolly, but darker tones, but the sustain on it is incredible. There's also some other settings where you're close to hovering on the edge of oscillation, almost to max, and it starts to get some cool octavey things, and it starts to get some fold over stuff that's really cool. The toggle switch runs from, in the upper position, that is the ADN, and I'll show you that in just 1 second. And the middle section is a lift. That means it's straight transistors, so you're hearing the transistors only, no diodes mixed in. And the bottom position are some vintage NOS Fairchild silicon diodes that I got from John Penovich, excuse me, that I fell in love with. So let's talk about the ADN really quick. So the ADN for this version, my wife whipped up some blue or cyan ADNs that I think turned out awesome. So that's what they look like there. ADNs. And in fact, let me show you the board, and I'll start pointing out some stuff. So actually, if you look over here, you can see that I'm pretty close to completed on the build. The idea here is, since I've been able to build more, I'm gonna have 30 available for the debut. All right, so let's talk about what's new, or sorry, what's on the Summer Cyan. It's gonna be hard to see here, but I'll just point it out. So there's that ADN I was talking about, the Cyan Special Edition. Right here are the Fairchild diodes, NOS. Right here in the first and second, so Q1 and Q2, are BC108Cs. The BC108Cs are set up so that they're very much like a fuzz face. It's a lower HFE in the first position, Q1, and then a little bit higher HFE in the second position. This allows you to get really good cleanup with your guitar's volume. There's some other component changes here, just mostly trying to tame some of the high end that is inherent on this particular circuit. But like I said, you can get all kinds of wide-ranging tones. So that is what's cool on the Summer Cyan. I'm hoping to also, in addition to this video, have a video showcasing some of the sounds. I'll link to it. So the other thing to keep in mind is this will go on sale, and subscribers will be notified first. So if you are not subscribed, make sure you are subscribed. That URL, whoops, wrong one. There we go. That URL is right there. If you go, that's our shop basically. If you go to our shop, near the bottom of the page, I think it's actually towards the middle of the page, there's a link to subscribe to our newsletter. Subscribe to our newsletter because subscribers get notification of what is going on sale, when it is going on sale, and how much it's going to be before anybody else. When I notify them, they are the first. They get first crack at it. The only time I'll post on social media is once the sale is done or if there's any left over. So if you want first crack at the stuff I'm making, that's how you do it. You subscribe to my email list, and that's pretty much it for the Summer Cyan. If you have any questions, feel free to respond to this video, and I will monitor it today. I am finishing up my build. I'm on to the assembly step, so I will probably be done today with maybe a couple of stragglers. But yeah, subscribe. Thanks for being loyal customers, and I appreciate you. Talk to you later.